Am I the asshole for refusing to watch my daughter when we meet my husband's friend? I created this account to post here as my husband knows my user. Sorry if the title doesn't make any sense. So to start this off, I, 26 female, my husband, 27 male, have a toddler, 2 female. I don't know how everyone else has it, but our toddler creates so much chaos wherever she is. She is so curious. She explored everything all the time, loves to rearrange stuff, and she runs wherever she needs to go. Basically, she is like what I've seen most 2-year-olds be like. At home, it's fine. Of course, I try to keep her in check, but we have, of course, child-proofed our entire home. The problem here is that one of my husband's friends and his girlfriend live just 5 minutes away from us. My husband and I get invited there almost every weekend, and whether it's for food or just for coffee. They're lovely people, but their house is filled with stuff, it's messy, and overall the opposite of our home. No problem, they don't have children, and they like to have stuff around. The problem is that every weekend I spend 3 hours running after her, comforting her when she trips, making sure she doesn't break stuff or put things in her mouth. It's honestly tiring. And the fact that my husband just sits at the table and chats while I run around like crazy for so long irritates me. When we got invited over 2 weeks ago, I told him I wouldn't tag along. I explained my reasonings, and he told me that I was overreacting and that it's a part of parenting. I told him that either way, I wasn't coming. If he wanted our daughter to tag along, he could bring her. So he did, and he came back after just an hour and was in a bad mood for the rest of the day. I asked him how it went, and he asked me if I felt happy with myself. This last weekend, we got invited over once again. I asked him if he wanted to look after her or do 50-50 with me. He didn't respond and went there himself. He's been off with me for the whole week, making passive-aggressive remarks about my insane need to always be right. And yeah, other stuff. I'm starting to feel like maybe I went overboard because I know he has a much harder time keeping her in check than I have, and even I have it hard. Am I the asshole for refusing to go there if that means I have to watch her the whole time? Then coming to us isn't an option. I don't know why, because before his girlfriend moved in, he was here just as much as we were at his place. But after she moved in, he's declined every invite to come here. Ew. Okay, first of all, this husband sucks. And he needs to, like, not be a little baby and throw a little baby fit because you just didn't want to have to run after. The fact that he's not noticing as well, like, honestly, he probably is noticing, but he's just choosing to ignore it because he's like, she'll handle it. She's got it. She'll take care of it. And that's the most annoying part ever. And then to not just come home and be like, oh my God, girl, I'm so sorry I did that to you. That was so hard. And now I understand why you don't want to come with, because that was not fun at all. That's all you need to do. And what it sounds like to me is that you have an insane need to always be right, mister. Because you're the one who won't admit that she shouldn't have been having to take care of her kid and run around after her the whole time. And second of all, this friend, I think that it's so rude when friends they'll only hang out with you if you come over to their house. And then you invite them over and they're like, no. Because at the end of the day, is that really a friendship? If it's not like a back and forth, if it's not like a 50-50 type of deal, like, hey, but I don't want to drive to you every time. That's so rude, first of all. And like me and my friend that have been friends for honestly so long now, she lives like 30 minutes away probably. And she will come here, I'll go there, or we'll meet in the middle. Like, that's just how it is. I'm not going to make her come here every single time. I feel bad even when she has to come here in general because it's so far away, even though she doesn't mind. But, like, that's just how it is with friendships, and I feel like you should. Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess they're guys, so maybe it's a little different and he doesn't really feel any type of way about it. But I know that if that were me and my friend, I would be like, hey, it kind of bothers me that you will just never come to me and I always have to come to you. It's kind of rude. And also, we have a kid, so it's so much easier if you just come here. What do you have? Like, you don't have a child. You don't have to even, I mean, obviously, they should still, like, go over there sometimes, and it should be, like, a 50-50 thing. Just because they have a kid doesn't mean that he should come over every single time, but it's definitely a lot easier for you to come over here because I don't have to get my kid out of the house and ready and then have to deal with them being at your house, which is not childproofed. Okay, there's this edit/small update. We've talked pretty short about it this morning, and it turns out he got pretty embarrassed at his friend's house. We'll probably talk more about it, but yeah, he pretty much realized the difference in how much we both put in. Don't know if I'll make an update post. If people want it, and if something changes or anything, I will probably. If not, thanks for all of the comments. I've tried to read both the top comments and the ones who got downvoted, and I think both were pretty helpful for what points I will bring up. This person said, I didn't need to be right. I was right, and you just ignored it. Our kid is a lot, and you're perfectly happy dropping the entire responsibility onto my shoulders. So we aren't doing that anymore. Your friends can come here if you want. Exactly. This person said, right, way to deflect. You learn a lot about a person by how they react to being wrong, and OP's husband has zero grace and humility. Simply saying, you're right, babe. Lil one is a tornado. Would not kill him, but alas. Right, exactly. Also, when it's a situation like that as well, it's like, and when you're in the wrong about something regarding parenting, which is like a huge responsibility, you should probably be able to admit that you are wrong. Willa's on my lap right now, so I'm like really in such a weird position reading these stories right now. And I'm like nervous that she's gonna push my computer off. And she's the cutest little bean ever. She started her oral steroids and her inhaler is on the way, I hope. I had to order it from Canada because it's cheaper. And it's hard to like navigate that damn ass site. But yeah. So happy for her, my little asthmatic girl. Okay, update 2 days later. I'll start off by saying that I'm very grateful for all the responses my post got. For the update, I added this in the edit I made on the original post, but the short answer I got was that he was embarrassed. I'm sorry if this update makes no sense. We talked about very much later yesterday, and we both brought up so many points, so I'll share those down here. Again, I'm sorry. 1, I brought up his lack of understanding for the work that I put in to be a good mother. Also brought up that he always criticizes my parenting, but never tries to parent himself. He argued that I had taken the lead in parenting, forcing him to be a background character. This stems from the fact that he wanted to gentle parent to what I saw as an extreme. He wanted us to forbid the usage of the word no, other ways of telling her don't or discipline in any way. I refused this. I'm not strict or anything, but for God's sake, I need to be able to tell my child to stop doing stuff, especially when that can cause her harm. Still, he felt like I had pushed him out of the way, which I didn't. He still parents her like that when they're alone. I just refuse to parent her that way. 2, he himself brought up that the way he has behaved during these last few weeks was not appropriate, and he told me that he was very sorry for that. He told me he had thought it all over, but also still felt like I played a big part in how he has felt and acted. 3, I brought up how whenever we go somewhere, our daughter becomes my sole responsibility, and he just gives up on being a parent. To this point, I also brought up that before we had our daughter, he hated the idea of becoming the kind of dad he saw his family members be when he was little. But he had turned out to be just like that. He denied that and told me that he wasn't like that, because when our daughter shows him things or talks to him, he interacts with her when we're out. I told him that's the bare minimum. He disagreed and wanted me to drop that. 4, he backtracked from what he told me yesterday morning. From going from that he felt embarrassed to that I had gone out of my way to try and embarrass him on purpose, apparently. This isn't true, and I explained my reasons to him. He still felt like I had refused to come with him just to make him look like a bad father in front of his friend. We talked so much more, but I feel like that was the most important stuff. So in conclusion, he still feels like I'm wrong. He's right. I can't say anything to change his mind. He refuses marriage counseling or to take action to any of my points. I don't really know what to do from here. I feel disappointed and frustrated with my whole situation. This will probably be the only update I make to this because I don't think the situation will improve in any way, unfortunately. Thanks again to all of you. Even if the situation didn't improve, I still feel a whole lot more confident in myself and where I stand. He's so annoying, dude. Like, how about just admit that you're wrong? But honestly, maybe he genuinely doesn't think that he's wrong, and that's the issue here. And he needs to go to marriage counseling. Why do people refuse? Don't get married if you can't go to marriage counseling. Like, why do you get married if you refuse to go to marriage counseling? Like, if something is going to go wrong in a marriage, which It probably is, most likely. I mean, what are the odds that something doesn't go wrong for the rest of your life spending it with someone? Obviously, that's going to happen. The top comment says, "This guy sucks." No, genuinely, this guy stinks. I wonder if you guys can hear Willa purring. She's purring so loud. It's genuinely such like a healing frequency though. I love it. Like, yes, give me the healing frequency. Love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.